Last one here tonight, 5 in 15 days. It's been obviously a brutal stretch, but when you think of what this team's been able to do so far, getting points, accumulating things, staying in the race for a top 2 seed, staying in the race for a Supporters' Shield, it's been pretty spectacular in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think that on the outside, it's been talked about. It's going to be a tough stretch. There's a lot of games, and there's been some big ones mixed in there. But on the inside, we've managed to really focus on one game at a time, and the coaching staff to not overthink rotations and to try to get that right is not always easy. The results have been great, and yeah, as we keep amassing points, we find ourselves at the top of the table.
I'll tell you guys, I even went back and thought about the road games. Vancouver, at New York City this last time, Chicago, DC, good starts. Good starts to those games, Luis. The alertness, the kickoffs, the second balls, they're not fouling. You guys, that's what got us all those results. And we expect the same. So let's have a great warm-up, guys. We're going to go after it. We're going after it. Let's go.
Come on, guys. You've got a Montreal team tonight, which has been inconsistent during the course of the season. When you look, they started with a rough stretch, then they had won a bunch of games in a row. Now coming in a little bit on the cool side as well. But they're a team that's still right smack in the mix of the playoff chase. Would you expect a team tonight that plays with a little desperation, knowing that they're at home, knowing that they've got teams nipping on their heels for the last couple spots in the East?
The word desperate is always an interesting one. It's soccer, I tell the guys, I feel desperate. And I hope you guys feel desperate because there's a trophy out there that we've never won. So often it feels like it's in the balance, and then you got to make plays and put out fires on the other end. So we're expecting the best version of Montreal. They're organized, they're well coached. Remy Gard's got that team defensively. They sit deeper in a block and they're hard to break down. It gets skewed sometimes if you look at the stats. Possession, they don't really want the ball in possession. They're great on the counterattack. They lead the league in one-on-ones, take-ons we call it. And with Piatti, there's no one better on the break. So we know it sets up hard for us, as Houston did. So we'll have to be at our best.
What I see on their faces here looks like controlled emotion here. We know we're going to shoot out of a cannon, but it looks controlled, which will lead to our alertness. We've said it many times, alertness.
Set and ready for action here. Be New York, who will start with the opening kickoff. Kaku Meging Piet seems to do that once a game against someone. He's had some decent pressure here through the first 13 minutes from New York and Montreal, each playing their 28th game of 34 this season. Stretch run time here in Major League Soccer. Piatti goes through the tackle of Long. 1v1 with Lade, and a corner coming here for the impact. Headed down and in.
We knew coming into the match that we were going to play a desperate, skilled team, and they have players that can make a difference. And if we didn't match the same intensity and desire to win as them, it was going to be a long night for us. And unfortunately, that's the case. When you look at the first 2 goals that we conceded on set pieces, it's just not good enough, and it continues to be a theme that we have to address. So I know that we're not perfect and we're a work in progress. And yeah, as it comes down to crunch time, we have to show an aptitude to learn from our mistakes.
That's it in this first half.
What do we think of that?
Not us.
Not us? Like, what do we think of that?
But that wasn't good enough, and that's not the way that we play.
Have some courage and stick to what we're trying to do.
Second half just getting up and going. Piatti stepping around one. Another. Piatti, top of the circle, feeds off. Silva, big save made by Rolbus.
Yeah, it's been a difficult stretch, a lot of games, but that's no excuse for the performance tonight. We got to move on quickly from this. We got to take our lessons from this game, set piece defending specifically, and move on. But it's an unacceptable performance. But all in all, if you look at the 2 weeks, I think there's a lot of good to take from it.
Piatti now inside the 18. Piatti waiting, and there is the exclamation point. And the Impact take care of business at home tonight.
This is what it's going to be, guys. We were not the better team. We were not the hungrier team tonight. We were not. So now, imagine that. You give away set-piece goals. You don't stick to the game plan. You're not the hungrier team. You have a lot of performance, and there you go, 3-0. So I'm not going to fucking rub it in your faces, guys. It's been a long stretch, right? We were right there to get to this fucking break. Were we ahead of ourselves a little bit? Were we on that break already? Hard to tell. We looked a little bit tired, right? We didn't. Someone said at halftime it wasn't us. So I'm not going to hammer you guys, right? Like, what would that, what would I be accomplishing? So, guys, again, I rarely get high, and I'll never fucking get low. It is what it is. Let's move on. Let's just move on.